So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to what iPhone to buy for October 2017. Now, I've done a video similar to this in the past, but here we're going to give you an updated take. As the market changes, as the market shifts, so does my opinions and takes on these phones and value propositions between all of them. So what you're looking at here on the table is the current iPhone lineup. Beginning at the bottom of the tier is the iPhone SE. The 6S and 6S Plus are still available. The iPhone 7 series, 7 and 7 Plus, the 8 and 8 Plus, as well as the iPhone 10, which should be available by the end of this month for pre-order. Beginning at the bottom of the tier is the iPhone SE, and I just posted on Twitter yesterday. I'm not going to be making too many more videos about this one because this phone is starting to show its age quite a bit. And, I think right now, currently as it stands, this is not your best option to buy an iPhone SE. Now, I know I'm going to get some, retaliation on this one because I've covered this phone a lot on the channel. When the SE first dropped at its price point, at the time it had 2015 specs, already was a little bit dated as it had 2015 specs in 2016. But going here into 2018, this phone is starting to show its age in terms of design. So not so much in speed. It's still a pretty fast little phone, but you don't get that much. And I think this is the most limited iPhone experience due to the fact that you don't have 3D touch, you don't have second gen Touch ID, you don't have 4K at 60 FPS, you don't have a higher contrast ratio. You pretty much are crippled when it comes to the iPhone experience in comparison to most of these other phones here. Now the 6S and the 6S Plus might be one of the best values here of 2017 because these have 3D touch. They have pretty much the same display technology in the Retina with the 1080p, especially on the Plus model, as the iPhone 8 Plus. Also, these retain the headphone jack and give you second gen Touch ID. So this is definitely, I think, one of the better iPhones you can buy if you're looking for a great value. The 6S series has dropped under $500, so it's really a good value. The 6S Plus is not under $500, but if you get the regular 6S, it's a really good value here in 2017. Now, in terms of the iPhone 7, this might be the home run hit here because the iPhone 7 has came down to $549 to start, and that is like a good $300 cheaper with taxes than the iPhone 8, and you're getting basically the same stuff here in the iPhone 7 as the iPhone 8. You don't get the glass back, but that's going to be up to personal preference. A lot of people are saying, reviewers are saying, oh, the glass back feels so premium, and I even said it in my past, it does feel premium. But, some people are going to prefer this aluminum design over that glass back design. And the iPhone 7 gives you that nice premium feel and a compact body, second gen Touch ID. And this does have capacitive feedback. And it does have a really nice HD display, pretty good contrast ratio on this one. Now, this is still behind some of its competitors, I think, in terms of display, like the S7, the smaller S8. But still, it's a pretty good value at $549. Now, the 7 Plus to me is one of the best you can buy right now in terms of value. So I said that about, the 6S Plus. Now, if you're looking for, the best cheaper iPhone, I think it's the 6S series right now. If you're looking for a middle range price phone, I think the 7 is about the best. But I think overall, best bang for buck right now is the entry level iPhone 7 Plus at $669. I believe it's $669. This one is undercutting the 8 Plus by at least $200 there. If you go for the one you really want, you're way under the 8 Plus, which is going to be the 256 gig model. And the 7 Plus gives you the portrait mode. It gives you the second gen Touch ID. It's extremely fast in the iPhone 7 Plus. You do have multiple color options, including this jet black, which I don't recommend you guys buy here. But 7 Plus is a fantastic value. And if you skip out the Apple Store, you're going to get the 7 Plus at a better deal than, pretty much any Apple Store you can buy it at. I've seen them online for under $600. So that's a good deal right there on the 7 Plus. Now, if you try to find an 8 or 8 Plus online right now, you're going to pay like $1,000. People are trying to, get people with those inflated prices on eBay and stuff like that. So stay away from those guys. They're really going to get you if you're really thirsting on these iPhone 8s, which I don't think many people are. Now, who is the iPhone 8 for? I talked about 5 reasons to skip this phone. I would skip this phone if you have a 7 Plus, or a 6S Plus. But if you absolutely need this phone, I think this is for people who don't want that smaller iPhone 10 because there's no iPhone 10 Plus this year. Yes, it has a bigger screen, but some people like the bigger body. I don't know why you would want the iPhone 8 Plus over the 10, but I'm going to try to stay objective as possible here. If you want an iPhone 8 Plus, you're probably somebody who skipped the 7 Plus and you really enjoyed it, but you just didn't want to buy it at the time. Now you have an even better refined 7 Plus. So I call this the 7S Plus. That's basically what it is. This is one of the best phones in terms of lasting a long time. So even though it's pretty stale in design, this phone will last well into the future. It's got desktop power here in the iPhone 8 Plus. It will actually outperform a lot of Windows PCs easily, and it can keep up with even MacBook Pros. So the iPhone 10, now of course you guys know if you've been watching the channel, this is my dummy model. We will have the full model here, but just as okay to talk about it here. The iPhone 10 is going to be probably the best phone for, gadget nerds like myself, people that want the latest and greatest. They want to play with it on the cutting edge. You're going to pay the premium to buy this phone. This is not going to be, the cheapest phone on the block. As a matter of fact, this is the most pricey phone you can buy currently when it comes to mainstream consumer phones. Now there is other brands out there, Lamborghini phones and all those, luxury phones that are been more than this for a long time. But in terms of mainstream consumer phones, this is going to be the priciest one ever here in the iPhone 8. You're going to get an all-screen design here with a notch at the top. You do get a bigger power button, dual camera, true depth sensors in the front. And I'm really digging, the more I'm playing with this clone, I'm really digging how small the iPhone 10 is going to be with such a big body. It's going to be nice to play with this phone here. Very, very reminiscent of the smaller Galaxy S8 here in the iPhone 10. So this is the one to look forward to if you want the best of best that Apple can offer. But all of their phones in the lineup right now are actually really good phones. They're just, some of them are getting a little bit older. The iPhone SE, for example, the iPhone 6S, both of those are, showing their age just a little bit with the A9s. The iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are extremely fast here. The iPhone 6 and 5S, those phones are on their way out. You can still buy an iPhone 6 on prepaid at some places. But this phone is pretty much going to be the way of the past, I'd say in about a year or so. I can't really recommend you buy the 6. It's it looks like the 7, it looks like the 6S, but it's much slower. And anybody who's had a 6 and had a 6S can verify that. So that's pretty much my take here. I think that, whichever one you go with here, you're probably going to be happy currently, but always if you're buying something brand new and you're trying to, use the phone long term, the best ones here on the table are going to be the 7 and 7 Plus if you're looking for the long term. The SE and the 6S should last a couple more years, and the 10 is going the 8 and the 10 are going to be, super long lasting phones as they are pushing the benchmarks with power. So these phones are way ahead of their time when it comes to the power. Now iOS 11 needs some work on those phones, but I'm sure it'll be worked out by the time, everyone gets around to purchasing these phones. But anyway, that is what iPhone to buy in October 2017. I gave you my opinions on all of them currently. Now these are subject to change. I might do an updated video like this soon if you guys enjoyed this content. But if you ask me directly, now I'm going to get off my objectivity, I'm going to get on more subjective. I mean, some of this was subjective, but I'm going to share with you personally which phone I would buy if it was me right now. So not being a tech reviewer, let me put being a tech reviewer to the side. If I was not a tech reviewer, the phone I would buy right now would be the iPhone 7 Plus. I think that's going to be the best sweet spot for people who want high-tech phone and they want a good price. That's the 7 Plus right now. If I was on a budget and I really didn't have no money to buy an iPhone, I'd get the SE. You can find that, on prepaid $129 right now. It's a ridiculous deal. Pretty good for that price point. But being a tech reviewer and showing you guys the leading edge and cutting edge technology here on the channel, I'm going to go with the iPhone 10, which is coming to the channel next month. The iPhone 8 and 8 Plus are a little bit disappointing considering that I use an iPhone 7 Plus. It's not that big of an upgrade in my personal opinion. Now, in terms of under the hood, yes, it is. But, people say, I don't care about the design. Somebody said earlier, I don't care about the design. What matters is, what's under the hood and how it performs in my day-to-day life. Well, all the other leading Android phones are performing pretty good in day-to-day life as well. And they have all screen designs. They're pushing design forward. The thing that Apple used to do the best is push design forward, and now it seems like they're slowing down with that and they want to stay stagnant here. So let's see what they do this year with the iPhone 10 and next year with the updated version, which we hope they'll get rid of that notch. But anyway, Nick here helping you to master your technology. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up for me. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more. I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to be well and peace.